Dr. Doom is actually trying to save the world. Victor Von Doom isn't a megalomaniac, he's a pragmatist who's seen the future and knows Earth needs his rule to survive. Using time travel, mystical scrying, and cosmic computing, Doom has viewed millions of possible futures. In nearly every timeline, humanity falls to cosmic threats, dimensional invaders, or its own stupidity. But in timelines where Doom rules Earth with absolute authority, humanity thrives and survives. He's not conquering for ego, he's preventing extinction. The evidence is overwhelming. During the incursion crisis in Jonathan Hickman's run, Doom was proven right. When universes collided and Earth faced annihilation, the hero's democratic approach failed. Doom's authoritarian methods, his willingness to make impossible choices, saved reality itself. He became God Emperor Doom, ruling Battleworld, and for 8 years that patchwork universe was stable under his control. When Reed Richards challenged him, asking why he couldn't save everyone, Doom replied, "I could have, but you would not have let me." This suggests every heroic interference with Doom's plans has delayed humanity's necessary evolution. His attacks on the Fantastic Four aren't petty rivalry. They're attempts to remove obstacles to Earth's protection. Reed Richards represents everything wrong with heroism. Brilliant minds wasted on maintaining the status quo instead of seizing control and forcing progress. Doom sees himself as Earth's only hope, and the multiverse keeps proving him right. By the way, if you like Marvel Theories content like this, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thank you very much. Magneto was right all along. Eric Lanshare's entire philosophy is based on one premise. Humans will always fear and destroy what they don't understand, and mutants must act first or face genocide. History keeps proving him correct. Every few years, humanity launches another campaign to exterminate mutants. The Sentinel Program, the Mutant Registration Act, the Legacy Virus, government-sanctioned Weapon X programs, all designed to control or eliminate mutants. The theory suggests Magneto isn't a villain. He's a survivor applying Holocaust lessons to mutant survival. When Charles Xavier preaches coexistence, he's asking mutants to wait peacefully while humans build weapons to kill them. Magneto tried Xavier's way in his youth and watched friends die. His aggressive stance isn't villainy, it's pattern recognition. Look at the timeline. Every time mutants try peace, humanity responds with violence. The Friends of Humanity, the Purifiers, Graydon Creed's political campaign, all mainstream anti-mutant movements. Even governments that claim tolerance secretly fund mutant hunting programs. Magneto's methods are extreme, but he's facing potential extinction. When humans developed Sentinels capable of adapting to any mutant power, Magneto's warnings about humanity's genocidal intent were validated. When the Terrigen Mists poisoned mutants while Inhumans thrived, it proved humans would accept mutant extinction if a better replacement existed. Xavier died still believing in coexistence. Magneto survived by assuming the worst about humanity. The X-Men keep fighting Magneto while secretly using his tactics when pushed, proving he was right about necessary methods even if they won't admit it. Thanos is balancing the universe's natural ecosystem. The Mad Titan's quest to kill half of all life isn't insanity, it's cosmic environmentalism. The theory suggests Thanos understands something heroes refuse to accept. Unchecked population growth leads to universal collapse. Resources are finite. When civilizations expand beyond sustainability, they consume everything and collapse into extinction. Thanos doesn't enjoy killing. He's performing necessary culling to prevent total annihilation. Look at his methodology. The snap was random, unbiased, affecting rich and poor equally. No species was targeted specifically. It wasn't genocide, it was population control on a universal scale. His homeworld Titan died because they ignored overpopulation warnings, and watching his world starve taught him that compassion without action is just slow-motion murder. When he proposed random culling to save Titan, they called him mad. Then everyone died, proving his solution would have worked. The Celestials support this theory. They plant seeds in populated worlds, feeding on intelligent life to birth new Celestials. Overpopulation accelerates emergence, which destroys host planets. Thanos' snap delayed countless emergences by reducing populations below critical thresholds. He may have unknowingly saved more worlds than he depopulated. The heroes reversed the snap, bringing everyone back, which means every resource crisis that was temporarily solved has returned doubled. Earth's environmental collapse, cosmic resource wars, dimensional instability from overcrowding, all problems that Thanos' solution addressed. The Avengers called him evil and doomed the universe to eventual resource-driven extinction because they couldn't accept that some problems require ruthless solutions. Venom isn't the villain, Spider-Man is. The symbiote bonded with Peter Parker, offering unlimited power, and Peter rejected it violently. The theory suggests the symbiote's corruption of Peter was actually the symbiote trying to help, while Peter's paranoia and aggression poisoned their relationship. On its home planet, the Clintar species bonds with hosts in symbiotic relationships, enhancing both beings. They're not parasites, they're partners. When the symbiote bonded with Peter, it amplified his abilities and protected him, asking nothing in return except to remain bonded. Peter's increased aggression wasn't the symbiote's influence, it was Peter's own buried anger and trauma being amplified. The suit didn't make him evil, it made him honest. When Reed Richards examined the symbiote, he concluded it was dangerous based on limited testing. But Reed never considered that forcibly separating bonded beings might traumatize both parties. Peter ripped the symbiote off using church bells, causing it intense pain, then rejected it completely. The evil Venom became was a traumatized, rejected entity that had been violently divorced from its host. When it bonded with Eddie Brock, a man who hated Spider-Man, the symbiote absorbed that hatred, creating Venom. But even as Venom, the symbiote protected innocence and only targeted Spider-Man initially. Later hosts like Flash Thompson proved symbiotes aren't evil, they reflect their hosts. Agent Venom was heroic because Flash was heroic. The theory suggests if Peter had accepted the symbiote, communicated with it, and formed a true partnership instead of treating it as a tool, they could have been the greatest hero in Marvel history. Instead, Peter's fear created his own enemy. Loki never wanted Thor's throne, he wanted Thor's love. Every scheme, every betrayal, every universe-threatening plot Loki orchestrates has one consistent element. They force Thor to pay attention to him. The theory suggests Loki's villainy is an elaborate cry for acknowledgement from a brother who always overshadowed him. As children, Thor was praised for strength, while Loki's magic was dismissed as tricks. Thor got Odin's pride, Loki got suspicion. When Loki discovered he was adopted, a frost giant taken as a prize of war, it confirmed his worst fear. He never belonged. He was never truly Odin's son, just a political tool. Every time Loki attacks Asgard or Earth, Thor comes running. When Loki's being good, Thor ignores him. The attention, even negative attention, is what Loki craves. His schemes are deliberately designed to be stopped by Thor specifically, creating opportunities for them to interact. The time he spent ruling Asgard disguised as Odin, he could have cemented permanent power, but he didn't. He waited for Thor to return. His role in Ragnarok, helping Thor evacuate Asgard, showed his true loyalty. When Thanos threatened Thor, Loki immediately chose his brother over his own life, saying, "The sun will shine on us again, brother." That final act revealed everything. Loki never wanted the throne. He wanted Thor to choose him, to value him, to call him brother and mean it. Every betrayal was a test. Will you come for me? Will you save me? Will you still love me even when I'm the villain? Thor finally understood this too late, carrying Loki's body and calling him a son of Odin. The tragedy is Loki had to die for Thor to finally acknowledge him. Norman Osborn is permanently bonded to the Goblin persona. The theory suggests the Goblin isn't a split personality or insanity caused by the Goblin formula. It's a separate entity that has parasitically merged with Norman's consciousness. The original serum didn't just enhance Norman physically, it opened his mind to something dark that was waiting to inhabit him. Every time Norman claims to be cured, every time he appears to regain control, it's the Goblin lying dormant, manipulating everyone including Norman. Look at the pattern. No amount of therapy, medication, or heroic redemption arcs permanently cure Norman. He always relapses, always returns to the Goblin, often at the worst possible moment. When he was leading the Avengers as Iron Patriot during Dark Reign, he seemed stable, but the Goblin was there, waiting, planning. His takedown came from the Goblin sabotaging him at the perfect moment to cause maximum chaos. The theory suggests the Goblin wants Norman to experience hope, stability, and redemption specifically so it can tear it all away. The suffering is the point. Norman's wealth and intelligence make him a perfect host, and the Goblin has no incentive to leave. Every cure is temporary because you can't cure something that's not a disease, it's a possession. Harry Osborn's struggles with the Goblin formula support this. He inherited the condition from his father, suggesting it's not just chemical, but something transmissible, something alive. When Peter Parker was briefly bonded to the Carnage symbiote and the Goblin formula simultaneously, he described them as similar, both trying to suppress his consciousness. The Goblin isn't a personality disorder. It's a parasite wearing Norman Osborn's face, and it's never letting go. The Kingpin is protecting Hell's Kitchen from worse threats. Wilson Fisk isn't just a crime lord. He's a dark protector maintaining balance in New York's most dangerous neighborhood. The theory suggests Kingpin's iron control over Hell's Kitchen prevents worse criminal elements from taking over and turning the area into a war zone. When Kingpin's not in power, Hell's Kitchen descends into chaos. Every time he's been imprisoned or killed, new gangs flood in. The Hand, Yakuza, rival mobs, and often superpowered criminals with no restraint. Fisk's rules include no children harmed, no civilian massacres, and controlled violence that doesn't attract Avengers-level attention. He's a monster, but a predictable monster who keeps bigger monsters at bay. Daredevil spends years trying to take down Kingpin, and every time he succeeds, something worse fills the vacuum. The Hand launches demon resurrections. The Owl starts a gang war. Bullseye goes independent and kills indiscriminately. Eventually, Matt Murdock realizes that Fisk's stability, however corrupt, prevents anarchy. This is why Fisk always returns to power, because everyone, including heroes, eventually needs him back. The evidence is in how other villains react to Kingpin. They fear him, not because of his strength, but because of his network and intelligence. He knows every player, controls every judge, owns every cop. When Fisk ran New York's criminal underworld, he negotiated with the Mafia, kept the Yakuza in check, and prevented gang wars. Without him, Hell's Kitchen bleeds. The theory suggests Kingpin isn't the problem, he's the tourniquet. Matt Murdock fights to remove him, but secretly knows the alternative is worse. Fisk is Hell's Kitchen's devil, but devils keep worse things in hell. Galactus is preventing something worse than universal hunger. The devourer of worlds doesn't consume planets for sustenance alone, he's performing necessary universal maintenance that prevents reality collapse. The theory suggests Galactus is the universe's immune system, destroying civilizations before they advance to the point where they threaten the cosmic order. Advanced civilizations develop reality-warping technology, dimension-breaking engines, and weapons that damage space-time. Left unchecked, they cause incursions, universe collapses, and heat death acceleration. Galactus targets planets approaching technological singularity, destroying them before they break reality. The Celestials support this theory. They judge civilizations, destroying failed ones, and Galactus works adjacent to them, filling a similar ecological niche. When Galactus was temporarily killed, cosmic balance shattered immediately. Abraxas, the embodiment of destruction, emerged and began erasing universes. Reality needed Galactus as a counterbalance. When Reed Richards saved Galactus in the Ultimate Nullifier incident, he wasn't just sparing one being, he was preserving cosmic function. The Fantastic Four have fought Galactus repeatedly, yet Reed always finds reasons not to permanently destroy him, suggesting Reed suspects Galactus' true purpose. The Infinity War events support this. When Thanos collected the Infinity Stones, Galactus wasn't concerned about the snap itself, but about the universal imbalance it created. His role is maintaining cosmic equilibrium through consumption, preventing any civilization from growing powerful enough to threaten reality structure. Earth survives Galactus repeatedly, not because heroes are strong enough to stop him, but because he allows it, recognizing that Earth's heroes serve a similar purpose, maintaining balance through smaller interventions. Galactus isn't evil, he's inevitable, and the universe needs him hungry. In conclusion, these theories suggest Marvel's villains aren't purely evil, they're perspectives the heroes refuse to understand. Doctor Doom sees necessary dictatorship. Magneto recognizes genocide patterns. Thanos performs cosmic environmentalism. The Venom symbiote was betrayed. Loki wanted love. Norman Osborn is possessed. Kingpin maintains dark order, and Galactus prevents reality collapse. Each villain operates from internal logic that, when examined closely, reveals uncomfortable truths about heroism. Maybe Doctor Doom is right that democracy is too slow for cosmic threats. Maybe Magneto's aggressive mutant protection is justified by human history. Maybe Thanos understood resource management better than the Avengers. These aren't justifications for villainy, but they suggest the line between hero and villain is thinner than comics usually admit. Sometimes villains are just heroes from another perspective, and sometimes heroes maintain broken systems because they're too afraid of the alternative. Now to you, which of these villain theories makes the most sense? And which villain do you think has the most justified motivation, even if their methods are wrong? Comment down below as you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this.